That was Kirk Dixon, and he's going to pick me up around 5, and he's also going to pick up Gloria Pasquini, my high school friend of 1944, 45, and 46. I should have let you hear all of the conversations. The one before that was Victoria, who made the 5,000 show, and she's working on her documentary about her grandmother, and she's going to submit it in a competition down in North Carolina. And her other shows down in North Carolina have been very well received, and certainly her 5,000 show, Chat with Glendora, was rampantly received. People are still talking about it. So I was going to tell you about the husband who says that husbands are like wine, they get better with age. And a wife said, had I known that, I would have kept mine in the cellar. Charles Patterson called the hospital, and he said, this is Charles Patterson. My wife is having a baby. I'm bringing her over right away. And the nurse says, come down, come down, come down. Is this your first baby? He says, no, this is Charles Patterson. Daddy, do husbands boss the house? No, son. Husband's house the boss. And did you hear about the woman who got married 4 times? She married an actor? No. First she married a banker, then an actor, then an undertaker, then a minister. 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, and 4 to go. And the poor couple, they didn't have enough money to go to Niagara Falls. But they made out okay. They went to the car wash. Honey, you look the same as you did the day 15 years ago when we got married. And she said, I should. I'm wearing the same dress. A woman is talking to a minister about her husband, and the minister says, well, does he have a grudge? And the woman said, no, we have a carport. Well, does he beat you up? And she says, no, I'm up a half an hour before he is every morning. Well, do you have grounds? She says, yes, we have 1.5 acres. Well, what is your problem? Well, we have a communications problem. Let's see. And one housewife said, keeping house is such a drag. You get up, you make the beds, you wash the dishes, you take out the garbage, and then in 2 weeks you have to do it all over again. How do you rate your husband on a scale from 1 to 10? And the wife thought and thought. She said, do you take fractions? A house had a sign in front of it that said, drum set for sale. And the house next door put up a sign that said, hooray! The high school orchestra, folks, is getting much better. You can tell when they finished warming up. A midget fortune teller escaped from jail, and the headline in the newspaper was, small medium at large. Son, you just have to learn from the mistakes of others. You just don't have time to make them all yourself. And there's one more joke down here, and I cannot read the writing. Okay, you got any announcements? I will gladly help you with your announcements. This is the Joy book for, it ended on February 8th, and it's Joy book number 71. And you know, there's not much in here for you. See, I write down the things that God tells me to tell you, and I didn't hear much to tell you. Immortal, invisible, God only wise, in light inaccessible, hid from our eyes. Most blessed, most glorious, Thee, oneness with Thee, almighty, victorious, Thy great name we praise. I didn't do that as well as the London Philharmonic and chorus. Here's something for you. Can't read it. I know, I have some words for you. Adamant. Impenetrably hard. Obdurate. Does that describe your boss? Adamantine. Incapable of being broken, dissolved, or penetrated. Well, my faith and love and belief and company with God is adamantine. Nobody's going to break that. Nobody's going to dissolve that. Nobody's going to penetrate that and ruin it. And then we have addition. I do not want any additions. I do not want any more appendages or adjuncts. I want subtractions. I bet you do too. Why is life so busy? This is February 10th, and I had to hand in 15 renewals for Cablevision for a chat with Glendora for the next 6 months. Alright, Cablevision, it's small enough to ask for cable casting a chat with Glendora at no cost to Glendora for airtime, and offering free production as you do. And thank you, Congress, for making such a law, and thank you, states, for making such a law, and thank you, municipalities, for making such a law. So Cablevision is made to do public access. They don't like to. There's nothing in this book for you. Oh, okay. What is the nicest thing anybody ever said about you? Oh, that's a good one. I want to hear. Numbers on the screen there somewhere. You know, this is not a television flat, such as I've seen in television studios for 50 years. This is a real sky and real clouds. Temperature is about 39 today. What is the nicest thing, or one of the nicest things, that anybody has said about you? Do you have a problem? Not really. Cat. What is actual? Quote unquote actual. Actual is something that is real. It is not hypothetical. It is not theoretical. It is not virtual. It is real. Now, what is real? Your relationship with God? Do you go with God every morning at 5 o'clock and charge your battery? Do you go there and find the treasure that God has waiting for you? Are you going to collect your treasure? What's in that treasure? Health, wealth, success, attainment, appreciation, love, applause. Now that is not hypothetical, not potential, not theoretical, not virtuous, Glendora, not virtual. My goodness, I'm up to page 122, and I haven't found anything for you. So let me go on with the words. God is adept. God is fully skilled. God is well versed. God is a proficient. God is an expert. How can we set up the background and show you the other DVD VHS combos that are over there, 1, 2, 3. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 VHS machines. Sanyo, Emerson, and Sony. Can you make my remote work? And can you tell me how to put the date right here on the screen so you'll know what date this is? Today is February the 10th, the day the Cablevision renewals are due. And my people were so nice. I showed you their names. They were so nice the way they do that. What did we accomplish in January? 25 TV shows. The SS Glendora After School Happy Show for children. Health. Pangea, the people who sell products of no cruelty to animals. We fasted every day in January until 5 p.m. Oh yes, Stephen and Terry sent me the royal blue hat from the state of Maine, and we matched it with a royal blues man-made furry vest. We shoveled 15 times. We put God first in the morning, and we last in the evening with a retreat. And something else I can't read. Maybe it's Kirk, who will be here in about 15 minutes to take me to the church supper every Tuesday night. St. Luke's Lutheran. Pastor James Slater and his wife Kristen. And they're making chili, and for me, they're making a special chili that's vegetarian. Susan Tuttle, I think, and her son and a friend of her son are coming here Saturday to do another SS Glendora After School Happy Show. Adequate. God is always equal to and commensurate with the requirement. You will be too. After you go to God First, 5 o'clock in the morning, and charge your battery. That is sufficient, which completely fulfills the proposed end. Do you have a proposed end? And do you want it completely fulfilled? And that is enough which satisfies a desire or meets a need. Isn't that a nice word? You know how to use addle. Addle is confused, empty, rotten, putrid. I know guys who are addle. Adduce. You can allege something. You can say it without proof, but if you adduce it, you first proof of what you allege. Adiaphorous, that means neither good nor bad, Doesn't make a difference. Adieu. A-D-I-E-U is the French word, and it's a contraction, and it really means to God. So when you say adieu, you commend somebody to God. Adieu. There's a joke about that. At the lodge meeting, the announcer said, "We regret to announce that Father Raymond Adieu, spelled A-D-I-E-U, was not able to come tonight to pronounce the benediction. So, without further ado, good night." Folks, I'm up to page 208 and I don't see anything for you. Well, I've got something to tell you. Adhere means one body cleaves to another without being a unified whole. Cohere is one body clings to another, and it is a unified whole. So you want to cohere to God. You cohere to God so that you and God are a unified whole. All right, I'll tell you what I've got. I haven't done announcements yet. Let me just quickly see if there are any announcements. What program is this? I happen to know. I happen to be a little more organized. It's 5,039, 5th edition. These are the events of February to be cablecast in March. And Victoria is going to class tonight to teach her students not graphic art, but electronic arts, because they are taking a course in video, and Victoria is a graduate student in video, in fine arts. Gee, I'm sorry, folks, that I didn't hear anything from God to tell you and encourage you, but I got something that I heard, and it isn't necessarily in the Joy Book. Goodbye, Joy Book. Goodbye, Joy Book 71. You're going over to the museum. These are really fancy books. Look at the little bookmark. Okay. What are you looking for? You remember the youngest disciple, John, was following Christ, and Christ turned around and he said to him, "What are you looking for?" And then Christ said, "Come and see. Come and see." All right. What are you looking for? Do you know? That's one of the things that you do when you talk to God or listen to God at 5 a.m. the first thing in the morning. I'll tell you what I'm looking for. Lead people to be perfect. Stop cruelty. Stop injustice. And shape up these judges. How can I do that? I can do that if I have unlimited intelligence, understanding, wisdom, insight, foresight, knowledge, and experience. I can do that if I have unlimited power and authority. One with God, then it becomes our universe. What we say goes, and that we're the final decision maker. I can do that if I have unlimited vigor, vitality, pep, and energy. I can do that if I have unlimited wealth and resources, everything needed and a whole lot more. I can do that if I have unlimited ability to create. Where am I going to get that? I'm going to get that by observing the Sabbath. You remember weeks ago I asked you, what does it mean to observe the Sabbath? And I went around and asked everybody, what does it mean to observe the Sabbath? I get dumb answers. It means you go to church on Sunday. It means you don't work. Well, now I know what observing the Sabbath means. It means by Saturday midnight you have all of your work done. You have your work up to date, just as God did. God did his work in 6 days. He had it up to date. On the seventh day he rested. Well, on the seventh day you rest with God. And you cohere. There's that word again. You become one. And then you will have unlimited intelligence, unlimited power, unlimited vigor, unlimited wealth, and unlimited ability to create. And you can lead people to be perfect. And you can stop cruelty. And you can stop injustice. And you can get these judges to shape up. Perfect them. So anyway, that's what I heard and was told to pass on to you. He is love. He has shown us by his life that he is love. All his people sing with one voice of joy that Jesus Christ is love. First Amendment of the Constitution of the United States. What rights does it give you? Freedom of religion. What else does it give you? Free to assemble peacefully. That means to picket or fill a room with people peacefully and talk over what you want. It gives you the right of freedom of speech. And certainly a chat with Glendora has exercised that right for 36 years. As nobody else has ever done it more, I think. It gives you the right to address your government for redress of grievance. So I want to be sure that you went over the First Amendment. And of course the other ones, I want to remind you quickly that by the United States Code, Title 28, Section 1654, everybody has the right to present his own cases in court. In fact, that's tautological. You really shouldn't have to say that. You do not have to have a lawyer. And that lie has been perpetrated for so long and so vigorously and so viscously that you're around stating the obvious, that you have a right to conduct your own case in court. And the court has to be prepared to take care of that. And I say to you again, if any lawyer, if any judge says to you, you have to have a lawyer, you sue that judge instantly in violation of Title 28, the United States Code. How can a United States judge violate the United States Code? Well, oh boy, they do. Thousands of times daily, in thousands of courts clear across this country. I have personal knowledge, because I've been in those courts. And what's the other thing I always remind you of? When they lie, steal, and cheat, and when they cover up material fact by any scheme or trick, They have violated 1001 of the Criminal Code, Title 18 of the United States Code. Soon. See if we can make them shape up. They should be perfect. There's a woman named Karen Messer, and she's lost in my deep past, but I want very much. Karen Messer, M-E-S-S-E-R. She's a vegan, and I want very much to get in touch with her. Can you help me, folks? I want to read you a poem from a book written by my connubial bliss for 48 years, Franklin Fuller Buell. And so I have to get up. There aren't any announcements. But if you have announcements, folks, I will help you. I will help you any way I can. I love you. And I want to see you perfect. And I want to see you totally happy, and you will be, if you get up and spend your alone time with God every morning. Now let's get out Franklin's book. It's in the drawer above the Bible. What am I going to cite to you from the Bible? Matthew chapter 5, the Beatitudes. Christ went up on the mountain, and he opened his mouth, the Bible said. And he said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they who mourn, you people who mourn. And I know why you mourn, this war, and what it has done to you. You shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for you shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they who thirst and hunger after righteousness, as I did for 20 years. We will be satisfied." Alrighty. Joseph Cronin is such a sensitive and intelligent person. And he goes over, I made him run this little copy machine right here. We have no copies of this book except mine and Franklin's. And so I copied 30 pages, and he just pores over them until 2 a.m. And then I sent him pages 31 to 60, and he's just reveling in those right now. Well, this is a fortuitous gift from February 12th. Today is February 10th. Listen to this. Tall man. Chosen as deep cross currents surged, as the whirlpool's tough twists emerged, the tall man took the office won, and through sad shadows sought the sun. Basic principles were askew, warped, stained, and split the nation's view. The kind man kept his rectitude, guiding a fateful interlude. The Union lived within his heart. There was no malice on his part. Practitioner of brotherhood, no question rose of where he stood. Putting love first through all the strife, Mr. Lincoln, who, to end of life, stood firm for unity to last, stands yet sentinel from the past. Good for you, Franklin F. Buell. Good for you.